I'm delighted to be joined today by UFC lightweight Matt the Steamroller Frevola. Thanks for joining me, Matt. How's it going?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm back home now in Long Island, New York, just kind of relaxing, getting back, getting the juices flowing again, getting back to training, and yeah, it's going good.
Good stuff, man. So looking back, 2020 was obviously a tough year for most people, if not everyone around the world, but you were particularly affected with cancelled fights and injuries and things not coming to fruition. Do you think 2021 will be more productive for you? You're hoping to fight a lot this year?
Oh yeah, definitely. 2020 I had 3 fights canceled, but I'm glad I got to step up and fight. Last week, and start 2021 out with like a lot of experience, a good hard fight against a real skilled opponent that I'm definitely going to be able to grow from and improve from, and no injuries after the fight, so right back to work.
Always good stuff, man. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Fight Island. Obviously, what was your experience like over there? Obviously, being on such a big card, change of opponent, all the circumstances around that change of opponent, everything that happened. The breach, the missing the weight of your new opponent. I mean, so much happened in that week.
Yeah, it was honestly the craziest like fight week and just like traveling like I've ever had. Like first, they flew us out to Vegas, and we had to quarantine in Vegas, which was supposed to be 2 days, but it turned into 3 days, which is kind of shitty because we were in a hotel in Vegas with no mats and like nowhere to really work out. So we were working out in like in the hallways, working out in the parking lot. They'd let us go in the. We got through that quarantine in Vegas, and they flew us out to Abu Dhabi. I got like the business class, which was like the best traveling experience I've ever had. It was like a 15, 16-hour flight, but the business class, like my seat turned into like a bed. They were bringing me like celery juice. They were bringing me like fight cut meals while I was going there because I was cutting weight. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then we got to Fight Island, and we had to do another 48-hour quarantine. So, but at least the hotel, the W Hotel, was beautiful, and they had mats in there for us to work out throughout the quarantine. So again, that was better than Vegas. But and then we got out of the quarantine in Abu Dhabi, and got to just kind of explore the W Hotel, which was amazing. Like it was such a cool hotel, and
It looks unbelievable.
Yeah, the staff was treating us like royalty over there. It was really cool, and walking around the hotel, they had like 2 really nice pools. One of the pool was like more of like the party pool, like where everyone was going at. But there was another pool that was just a bigger pool, and I was going there because I was swimming. I was getting like a couple laps in. I would go there, and McGregor would pull up to that pool like every day because like that was like the empty, no one was around that pool. So it's kind of just like my team and then Team McGregor just chilling by the pool. So I got to do that a couple days, which was really fucking cool. But McGregor was actually really cool, real humble, cool dude. And yeah, but the W Hotel was awesome. And then another thing that I had to do, like I was going to sleep at 6 p.m. and I was waking up at 3 a.m. every day because I was trying to sync my sleep schedule with my time. I ended up fighting at 6:30 a.m. Abu Dhabi time. So and it was really no problem at all, because I adjusted my sleep, and like every day I'd wake up at 3 a.m. I would do a cold shower. I'd drink like 2 espressos, and then have my first workout at like 6 a.m. every day. So there's no problem.
So you didn't find it much different to fighting at night then? Really?
No. I mean, you just have to prepare, adjust for it, and it was no change, no difference for me.
So now obviously you've had a bit of time to reflect on the Tsarukyan fight. What do you take from that? Have you watched it back?
Yeah, definitely. I was watching it a lot. Pretty much every day I watch it, and it was a good, exciting, competitive fight, especially for a grappling fight. You know, and you know,
Definitely,
yeah, he was good, and I just wish I would have, you know, if I was able to prepare for him, it would have been a completely different fight. And you know, I was preparing for Ottman the whole time, who's a boxer, and and then Arman comes in and wrestles me like right off the bat. So, but you know, I at least if I could have, I should have mentally prepared for it a little bit more when they switched the opponent, because for some reason I thought he was going to strike with me more, but he was shooting in on me on like my second, third strike. I wasn't able to get my combos going or really find my flow state. Um, but hey, you know, we fought there, we gained that experience, and next time I'm in there, I'll be more comfortable.
good stuff, man. It was a really exciting fight to watch. And actually, I saw you posted in your Instagram stories that 1.7 million people were actually tuned into the event at the time of your fight, which has got to feel pretty good, man, to have
Yeah,
that big an audience.
it's insane. Like when I saw that, it was just crazy to think about that. And you know, hopefully all those people watch that fight. You know, we're entertained, and you know, we'll tune in for the next time I fight.
For sure, I can pretty much guarantee that, speaking on behalf of MMA fans. So what was it like fighting at such a big event? Obviously, that's the biggest event you fought at, UFC 257. What was it like being around all those top lightweights for that week? Like the top guys in your division, what was it like soaking up the atmosphere of that?
Oh, it was so cool. I mean, just the everyone at the hotel was like UFC, so I'm just like, you know, John Anik walking by all the time, and then DC walking by all the time, and you know, Chandler was around, and Hooker was around. You know, everyone was just walking around, and it was real cool. And like the competitor in me was just sizing up every 155er that was there. But you know, I'm a fan just as much of a fighter, so it was awesome just being around the whole atmosphere in Abu Dhabi at the W Hotel, and then that arena, the new arena out there was amazing. Like the
Yeah.
Etihad Arena, it was so cool. So it was awesome.
So sticking with that fan theme, I saw the post-fight interview where you mentioned that you actually watched Connor as a fan when he fought Dennis Seaver in Boston. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
correct? So
yeah.
what is that transition like going from watching McGregor fight to actually fighting on the undercard of his main event?
It was unreal. You know, that was my first UFC event I ever went to was the Conor McGregor Dennis Seaver in Boston, and just feeling that Irish like fan base push, the McGregor push. And even back then, I said, you know, I think I was 1-0 as a pro at the time, and I was like, you know, I need to fight for the UFC, and that's kind of when I made that decision. And then now to be, you know, fighting on the same card with him, I was hanging out with him at the pool. You know, it was so fucking cool.
Living the life, man. Living
Yeah.
the life. So what are your thoughts on the lightweight division then? What are your thoughts of the top? You know, like everyone's. If you were the matchmaker, who would you put against each other in that top bracket there? Because I know there's a lot of talk about who does McGregor fight? Is it Diaz again? Is it Poirier again? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that Poirier McGregor trilogy is definitely going to be next, especially now I seen McGregor's calling for it, and pretty much what McGregor wants he gets. You know, he's at that level, so I think that'll be the fight. And then you know, I've always want to see Chandler and Gagey. I think Chandler and Gagey
Yeah,
is an unreal fight. Um, but then you got Charles Oliveira, who he needs, you know, to fight a top guy. I think it'll probably be Chandler and Oliveira, and then maybe put like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you do.
there's so many possibilities at the minute. That's the thing.
I
That's
know, it's
I mean,
crazy.
I was super impressed by Chandler. That's possibly, you know, one of the best UFC debuts ever to just come out like that and knock out a
Yeah,
guy like Hooker who's tough as nails. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. He Chandler's a
That
power.
he is a beast. Yeah. So I think that was your fifth fight in the UFC now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What do you feel like you've learned as far as career progression and lessons you've learned in the octagon? What do you feel you've picked up so far in that UFC experience?
You know, now it feels like you know, I've been there. I've done the whole process, the whole fight week, the whole signing the posters, all the photo shoots. So you know, everything is kind of I'm used to it all now. So I think just being comfortable going through all that, and then that octagon experience, just being under those lights, being in that octagon, and like I said before, just continuously like being at home in there, and even what McGregor was saying about activity, staying active and being more comfortable in there, and being able to reach your flow state in there, and go to work. And that's still what I'm reaching for. And every fight I'm gonna just look more at home in there, and I'm excited for it.
So headed into your 30s now, do you feel like you're at your peak, or do you feel there's more to come?
Definitely more to come. Definitely. I'm always growing, always evolving, and my body is still 100%. And I feel like I'm just reaching my prime. They say right around 30, 32, 33 is when like your body and your mind kind of meet. So I'm thinking right around there, I'm gonna be in my prime, and at least in the top 10, fighting for a title up there. So that's the
Good,
plan.
glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, man. So what are your goals for 2021 then? What is do you set yourself goals? Do you have milestones you want to reach, or?
Yeah, definitely. I want to fight at least 3 times, and you know, 2 finishes in the next fight is going to be big, and then you know next year it'll be even bigger.
So anyone in particular you've got in mind, or just anyone they line up?
I always got a few names that me and my manager talk that we want to fight, but at this point it's not really who, it's when, and I'm thinking April, May will be a good time frame, and it doesn't matter who, it's just in April and May I'm gonna be ready to fight, and ready to get that finish.
Cool. So thinking more long term, where do you see your career in 4 or 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself then?
Well, in 4 or 5 years, I always kind of had like 35 is like the year where 35 is always kind of, I want to be heading out. So, 4 or 5 years, I gotta have that belt, gotta, getting ready for one or two more big fights. And then we move on to whatever's next that I still have to figure out. So,
So as far as like after your fighting career, I read that you've got a degree in criminology. Is
yes.
that something that you're interested in pursuing after fighting, or?
Yeah, it's always a possibility. I was in the Army Reserves for 8 years, military police as well, and then I got that criminology degree. So, always doing something in that is always an option. And but I'll always be involved in mixed martial arts. It's definitely what I dedicated my life to, where my passion and my love is. So, that's definitely where I'm trying to go.
So you always wanted to be a martial artist, but you also wanted to just study and get something academic behind you as well, just as.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've always had that warrior spirit, which always kind of drew me to the military, and then they paid for my schooling, so I was able to go and get a degree. And that whole time I was training, I was fighting as an amateur, and still just doing that. And now I'm full time fighting, and enjoying every minute of it.
Nice, man. So I wanted to get your opinion on this. Bit more current affairs. As a professional athlete, I wanted to get your opinion on Stephen A. Smith's comments that he recently made. I don't know if you saw that, about that he doesn't think females should fight.
Yeah,
What's your take on that?
I mean, I understand where he's coming from, because I've heard people say that as well. But these females are so high level and so good, and sometimes the girl fights are even better. But
Of course, yeah.
I think they're keep getting better. All the females like are getting better, and the fights are getting better, and you got to respect the work that they put in. And but I get, you don't want to see some of these girls. They're really good, uh, but they just don't have the power to like knock each other out. So when you see like a girl fight and they're just like kind of pounding each other's faces in, like sometimes you don't really want to see that. But as these girls get better, they'll start finishing, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, I mean, he did say he wouldn't like support any laws trying to legislate or anything like that. But I think, I think a lot of people are up in arms about it. But
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I don't think he meant to be sexist. But
Yeah.
the only person that knows that is him, I guess. So I won't keep you too much longer, mate. I appreciate this. Give me something interesting, a Matt Frevola fact that not many people would know.
Huh. I'm on one of the best flag football teams in Long Island. Shout out to the Skulls. We play competitive flag football. You'll catch it on my story when the next season comes, and it's a good time.
I'm not going to lie, being English, I haven't got a clue what that is, but it sounds awesome. So I'll take your word for it.
Football. You'll tune in and watch some of our games. They're fun.
Oh, I'll definitely check that out, man. That leads me on to my last piece, actually. And if you had any shout outs or even better, any call outs that you wanted to put in.
Shout outs always to my team, Sarah Longo fight team, Gracie Tampa South, no judges needed. And then, everyone who supports me, I don't got call outs yet, but, give me like 2-3 weeks and I'll start feeling like a killer again. And then we'll start thinking, so we could talk again and, maybe I'll have a call out for you then.
I look forward to it, man. Thank you so much for your time, Matt.
All right. Thanks.
I really appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
Later.